I'm just taking the line item data. Okay. Hmm. Let me remove these things we don't need actually. Okay. So you see here, I have a different types of data in line item. Okay. Okay. We have a order key, a customer. So there are some columns. So first of all, I want the metadata of this table. Okay. So I'm just using metadata here and describe table. Yeah. Selecting this. Hmm. Okay, and I need all these columns. So what I will do, I'm just selecting this required columns and going back to my folder. Okay, creating Excel. Tables metadata. Placing the column names here. Okay. So how many columns are there? I have a 17. I mean 16 columns I have. And now I'm going back and selecting the customer table. Okay. And the same way I'm just describing to see if I have any relationship between these two tables. Okay. Now, so customer key I have here, name, address, nation, phone, well, account balance, blah blah things I have here. I have order key, part key, blah. Okay. So these things are there, and customer key I have, but where do we have a customer key here? I don't see any customer key here in this table. Order key I have. Okay, I don't see any column to map the data. Okay, so then what we need to do, we have to see whether do we have any, what are the columns we have here? Part key. Okay, I can see part key in the part table. So I can see part table, describe table. Okay, and let's take this. Part key I have here, part key I have. So it means we can uh, prepare the relationship between these two tables. Okay, and now what I will do, I will just select the I just wanted a few columns from these two tables. Okay, so let me hide this one as of now. Right click and hide this. Okay, now from this table I will use the part key from this table. And line number, I will use these columns from this table, and extended price and tax refund flag. Okay, and I need this, and I need this column. Okay, and anyway, I will be joining and getting the data here, and I will require these columns from this table. Okay, so now I will use this. Okay, so I'm just pasting the required columns here. Okay, and then from hmm, What is the table? Line item table. Okay. Left join, left right, part table, left join part table on. Okay, I'll give alias name as a table name itself. Either you give a space or create like this, or you give as. Okay, no issues. Now, line item dot on, line item dot part key and equal to part dot part key. Okay, and here what I have to do, I have to use aliases here. Select from dot. We'll take this entire thing. Now part columns I have here. So I'm just selecting this dot. I have prepared the all select statement. Now let me execute this. Okay. This is coming. Okay. I have selected on this select query. Okay. Now executing. If there is any matches, then I will get the data. If no match, then I will not get any data on the left table. I mean right tables data. So this is line item, part key, line number, and a quantity, extended price, discount, tax, right? Returning flag and ship date. And see, I have a column name, part name. What is the name of that part? And manufacturing something, okay? Brand. I have all the data. Now, what I have to do, okay? If you see here, I have a hash in between, right? Now, I want the data to be filtered out, okay, only without hash data here. Okay, in case I want the data without hash, what to do now? Okay, now from the manufacturing, which column it is? Where is the column? This column. Under this column, I am saying this hash. I want to filter out the data. I don't want this data. Okay. Then what I will do here, where, okay, column of from alias of part dot not like percentage hash. Yesterday we have seen in our project, correct? Same way here also I'm writing because I don't want hash with hash data. Okay, let's see if we have any data or not. I haven't checked the right. I'm just my requirement is I don't want this hash related data. Okay, now let me run this. I didn't get any data. It means whatever the data present in the part table, all the data contains with hash. So that is the reason we didn't get any data here. It means I have to apply, I have to remove this convention so that I'll get the data. Okay, that is fine. Do I have any not null columns? That also I will just check. Is null. Let me see. Do I have any null columns? Because it is not mandatory to match all the data. So all the data having the values under part. It means the whatever the part number is there, so those data also joined here. Now just let me see what data I have it here. Okay, so let's start. Yeah, what are the columns I have? Hmm. Line number, part key, okay, tags. Hmm. Okay, line status. Okay, this many can have. Hmm. Okay, so under part table, what data I have? So, okay. So now I need the only the data from the fact table. I want only medium drum related data. Okay. So only this data I want. Okay. P size. So where P underscore size equal to 40. I want only this data from this table. So okay, I have 3,970 records I have. So only I need this data from the table. Okay. So what I have to do here, generally, I have to apply this P size data in where condition. Okay. Now I'll get only P size related data. Okay. Let me see. Okay. So now let's see. Yes, I got the data here. Okay. But I don't have any P size column, right? So that is the reason I'm not able to see the data. Even I don't have any requirement to populate this column. But for testing purpose, what I will do, I will just add it here. Okay. Now let me see. Okay, whether I'm getting the party only data or we are getting more than that. Hmm. Hmm. Only I'm getting party related data here. Okay. But only I can see 40. It means whether I am getting only 40 or other values, to just check here, what I have to do is I need to write a query on top of that. Select distinct of okay, p size from bracket and come down, close here. So you can check the distinct data. Only we have only 40. It means it is working as a inner condition. Okay. Only, but my requirement is From part table, I need only 40 size data, but from the left table, I want other data as well. The requirement is I need full data from the line table. Okay, but only if 40 I want from this table. What I have to do then? It means I should not apply where condition here. If I apply where condition here, only I'm getting 40 related data. But in line item, there are many transactions which are not matching with 40 as well. Okay. So this is something wrong where I have given a requirement. So what I have to do? I have to apply here itself. Select star from, okay, where part size equal to 40. Okay, close this. So what will happen? This query runs first and only 40 related data it will get it, and then the alias will be part. Now if you see here, okay, okay, yes, we should not give inside. Now I'm executing. Select star from where base is equal to part as part. Okay, I'm missing this. You see, I have a null and 40. It means wherever the data matches with 40, the data got populated, and the remaining data from the line item we have, and that too it is null. Okay, because there is no join which we are filtering out. Instead of doing that, okay, instead of doing that, what we need to do, we will create, CTE table of this one. Instead of creating this, what we will do, we will use creating the CTE table. How we can create the CTE table? Now we will see. Okay. So now what I'm going to do, this is kind of a optimization which we are going to do. Okay. Now what I will do with, okay, and testing this entire data with, I'll give same name as table name here with as, and these are the required columns. I'll take it from here. Only required columns. Whatever the columns needed, right? Only I'll take the columns here. Okay. And this p dot we don't need it here. Otherwise, we'll pay. I'm creating now a CT table. Okay. Yeah. Now first, it will run this particular query, and then whatever the data is stored under temporary table, that will be loaded here. Okay. So now what we need to do, we have to remove here because already I am running a query above. Okay. So this query I am executing, and the data will be stored here. Same data here will be called out. Okay. So that is the reason I have removed. Now you see, you will get the same result. You need to include with as well. Okay. This is the kind of what we do here is, okay. We will use select this as part key. Acha, I missed one call. So this is kind of a optimization. Okay, we use as part of optimization, we use temporary tables. You got the 40 and null. So now if I run alone this, right? Okay. Here I'll remove this select now. Okay. You can run like this. So now what I'm doing? Pname you see, I can see null. Why I can see null? Because already I am filtering out other data set size, maybe for this data the size part key is maybe different size. Okay, for this data the part key is might be different size. So what is this really? Do we have a different size for this key? Let me see, I'll show you, because these names and everything are null, right? I don't see any data here. Okay, so what is the key column we have? Okay, we have a key column is part key. Okay, line item part key. Making this, let me see. Really, do I have any other part key column that we need to see now? Okay, to just to show you that I'm just running this query. Okay, I'll take one part key column where we dot the size is 9. Okay, so that is the reason the size is 9 and it was not matched actually. Why? Because we are already filtering out the data. Okay, so like this we can write multiple temporary tables. Okay, common CTE, uh, common temporary expression table or something we call, you know common table expression, right? Yes, correct. Okay. Yes, please. Yes, Adi.
Yes, sir. Can you explain when do we need to use CT, temporary table, and subqueries? In
Yeah,
which
that is what I.
scenarios we use it?
Correct, correct, correct. So whenever if you want to do any optimization on the query level, right? So at that time, I would suggest use the CT table. For example, you have a simple join condition, then not required. Okay. But in case if you are applying filter conditions and you need only particular left columns, particular selecting columns at that time, and if you feel that this data only used at the time of joining, so that time I will prefer use always. Okay. Use the CT tables. And one more thing, in case if you want to apply any uh, transformations at that time also, it will be very very useful. How means, in the same query I'll show you one. Okay, uh, to optimize. For example, I am filtering this 40 data, correct, here. So after applying filter, I want to do some operations again. For example, I'll take this query. I'll remove these things here. Okay. Now this is my query. So here, what I'm getting here, I'm executing this. Now this data I have it. Correct. So under this data, for example, now hmm, using this data, for example, okay. Now I have to perform some uh, what we can do using this. Hmm. So this is the data I'm filtering out. Okay, now I want to split the data. Okay, brand and 44 into two columns. for example. Now brand is name and 44 is the size, for example. Okay. So I want to split that size number. So already I have created here, right? For example, I have created here. Okay. I'm just using with, okay, part as my CT table. I'm just creating this CT table, and now we can use select from part. Okay, what will happen? You will get the data, and when you are running this, you have to select entire thing and run the data. So what will happen? Whatever the data we have under CTE, right? So that will be executed first, and it will create a kind of a view. Okay, you will be using that information here. This query and data will not be stored any database. Okay, this data will be executed only till the query executes. At that time, it will pull the data and print it here. Now, I just need one more some operations. Okay. Now, what we can do? Use a comma here and create now split data. For example, I'm giving like this, and inside that, what I'm doing, I'm just adding all columns, comma, and under brand, right, I'm just creating a brand name, and another column is brand version. Generally here itself we can create, but I'm just using another CT table so that we can have a clarity on this one. Okay, so now I need these columns. Okay, you need these columns, that is fine. Okay, I'm just using select star from, okay, this table now. My requirement is to split the data brand, right? Okay, now you see, if I execute this, it will fail. Why? Brand name is column is not there from the part table, right? I need to split that using the brand some name, right? So what data I have here? Let me see. I'll execute only inside a query this brand, right? So I want to split this. So how to split this? Now you see. Okay, I'm using brand name, P name, no, brand. This one. Okay, this one here and split. Hmm? Hash. Split hash. Uh, 0. Okay, hash, hash, brand name, and inside you need to take brand. Now I will be getting this first one. Okay, and then let's see here in very simple format. I have just got the data. So I have using this, I have splitted brand to brand and 44. So I'm just checking the column names. Why it is not coming? Hmm. Hmm. It is a big problem. This thing. Okay. So here you see with the brand name, we split it very easily. Earlier, if you remember, we had used substring, right, in string function to split the data, correct? But here you see very simple splitter, the divider, and the zero means first one. And here split the one, position one we are selecting. So it is you the simple format the data. Okay. So like this, in case this data, once it is stored the data under part, and you can use same data, you can use same data under another CT table. Okay. So like this, in case if you have any dependency creating another table, so instead of that, you can use like this different types of CTE tables. But only you have to make sure that it should be dimension tables, okay, not the fact tables, because in this, right, some millions of data it is, I mean, lakhs, millions of data it is fine. But in case if you have a 20 million, 30 million, and if you are trying to create a temporary table, then it will throw and okay. Why? Because always see this temporary tables will be size will be we need to use lesser only. So generally what we do, only for the dimensions or maximum fact tables where you have a separate filters, at that time we use this kind of CTE tables. Okay. So if you ask me, better always use the dimension tables, not the fact tables in CTE. And in case if you are filtering the data and if you are doing any distinct operations, for example, you are using fact table and you are selecting some distinct operations or particular filter data, and that size also lesser, then yes, I am okay, to use this table, CT table. So that area, this will be useful. And the small operations, you do it here. And then finally, once you get this, generally, right, once you get this, you can use this in this table as a left table, and you can perform other columns as well. So like that, yes, you can use. Can't we do these operations, everything here in the left join means? Yes, you can do that. But what you need to do, you have to write a query in such a way that it can accommodate only in the single query. But here you can partially, you can apply the filter conditions. On top of that, if needed, you can create another table using this table as reference here. Okay, so this is kind of how it will work. First, it will execute this query, and once you get the result, this will take as a reference here, and this will also execute. But if you are writing a, for example, query, right, what you need to do? You have to use all these columns in left outer join. How you need to write a left outer join and all. So again, it is a kind of a risky thing. So first of all, I need to take all this data. Okay, here, and on top of that, write another query. Hmm, Start from, write another query. Okay, and then here you can give star this logic. Okay, like this. So you need to write a inner query. In case on top of that, if you are performing anything, then again you have to select star from, okay, and come down. So instead of doing that, right, it is confusing for everyone. So instead of doing inner joins, inner joins, then use a, so like this, instead of creating a multiple inner queries, okay, you can use CT tables like this. With first you need to start with, and then after closing this query, you have to use comma. Like this, you can create hundreds of temporary tables, but a table name, it should be unique. Okay, it should not replicate, same name above and below also same name. Don't use like that. Okay, so the table name should be unique, common, temporary. So this is always, preferable whenever you use some common dimensions, or if you have a left outer tables are there, right? In case if you apply any filter conditions or anything, or if you have any small transformations to apply and derive those columns, yes, okay, you use these columns. Okay, for example, I told you, right, brand and brand name, I need the data, for example, right? Now what I have to do, for example, to split the data and get the data here, I have to write a query here itself in case if I'm using director table, right? So instead of that, what I will do here itself, I'll create the these things. Okay, brand name and brand type, where here itself I'll create. So using this split command, split of, okay, p brand, comma, and what is the column divider here? Hash, right? In single quotation hash, and after that use this and zero. Zero means what? Under this it will print only first of letters. I mean this brand only it will print. Okay, as
We can
brand.
give one also, right?
Huh?
One also we can give, right?
If you give a one, what will happen? It will print a 44. You see here, I'm giving one also here.
After hash we can give one, right?
After hash one. No?
Yes, I think.
No, if you are sure, you tell me. Let me just use this first, and then I'll come to you. Hmm? Brand version, branding. Now, what we can do is very simple. Directly, we can use after the size. Okay, part dot brand name comma part dot brand version. Okay. Now, see, simply we can define this, and if you execute all transformations we have done here, and accordingly data will be derived. Okay, brand name and brand version. But here I have all these columns blanks because there is no generally data it is there, right? So what I will do, just to see the data, I will remove this where condition. Okay, and now let's run this. So go forward, use these tables. Okay, you see brand name, brand version, and the was split it. Now, what you are telling is, let me see here. So you mean here after hash you said one like this?
Yes, yes, Anna.
Okay, very good. Let me try. I am using like this, and you don't want me to give this one?
No, no need, Anna.
Okay, very good. Like this, right? Hmm?
Yes.
Okay. So what I will do, I will remove this one. Okay, good. And I'm running inside this query. Hmm? What is saying? SQL compilation error. Error line at 3 position 33. Too many arguments for function. It means this is a syntax issue. I am using split. Okay. When you use a split, you have to follow the syntax. Okay. Now, if I use here, for example, one, after the hash, you will get the version number. Okay. Now you see, if recently I have used this functionality in my project. First time I am using. Hmm. I have used this split and hash. You see, we got the version number, but I don't want a version number under brand name, right? So I'm using 0 here. So yeah, now you see, I'll get the exact data under brand name. So it is kind of your your name is Venkatesh, but your gender you are filling as a female, like that actually. Means correct. It is a brand name. You have to populate the brand name, not like version number. Correct. When you are applying a name as Venkatesh, but gender you are giving female, something like that is incorrect, right? So everyone get shocked. So similarly, proper name you have to give. Always think like this. Okay.
Anna, in brand column, why it will come quotation marks?
Here, right?
Yes.
This one. This is something when you are giving this splitting the data, right? Actually, this data is not received from the existing tables. Okay. And you see here, there are some hash, party key, those things are there, right? I'm not sure. Later, actually, this is not, it will not store with the double quotes. Okay. Hmm. No, let me see another way. Okay. If replace, are we getting really these things? Let's see. Replace of no, um, in double quotation. Hmm, why this is? Let me see like this, whether it will remove the quotations or by default it is giving. Hmm. It is trimming this. Okay, I just replaced with double quotation to this. But why this is coming with the double quotations, we need to check. Hmm. Why this value is good. But when I checked yesterday in Databricks, okay, I didn't get any double quotations. Okay, but something we have to see. And there is a one more function we have. Strike off something we discussed. Hmm. There is a function. Okay, uh, we can use same that also. Str strike. Okay, something is there. Hmm. Okay, this is also a finger. This also we use. You see here, and one strt start okay or something. Okay, so we can use this as well. Okay, so same way, let me use whether this will give you the uh, with the double quotes or not. Okay. And then hash and what is this position we need to give that. Hmm. This is the syntax. Okay, for question. And let me run and check again. Okay, so here we need to give it to. Okay, good. You see, without double quotation, we are getting the data. Okay. So maybe, okay, I got it. So this split function, what we have, right? This split function, maybe it is running via, Java code or something. Okay. So that is the reason it is giving us the double quotations. Okay. But this is, if you see, this is not giving any double quotations. Maybe we need to see in depth, we have to read out what is this exactly and working in inside. So why it is giving the double quotations. But for the alternative solution, we have used a replace to remove this double quotations, but that is not right. Okay, so here you have this one directly you are getting the without double quotations. Okay, so either you can use a split, either you can use a start okay. So you will get the same requirement. Depending on the usage, you use these things. In case if you want any double quotations to keep, yes, use the split. Okay. And without double quotations, if you want to print the data, then use this one. So like this, you can write a query inside the CTE table. So that CTE table you have to use below as a table. Okay. And once this query executed, the data, everything will be vanished from the temporary table. So it will use at that time and it will release the cache. So this, it will help you to increase the performance. Okay. So whenever you are writing a query, okay, if you are using any left to join or something, or if you want to improve the performance, use CT tables as well. So that it will help you a lot. Okay. Clear? Yes.
Hello.
Okay. Now, using this, okay, we have created all these things, right? Brand version, everything we created. Now, I want to store this under temporary table now. Okay. Whatever the data we have here, I mean query, I want to create a temporary table. Already we discussed a temporary table yesterday, right? Now, using create or generally we don't require a replace because already it will override this, right? Temporary table. Table name. What table name? Stage underscore line item. As so that's it. Now I'm storing the data under temporary table. Okay. Now you see. But whether the syntax is correct or not, even I'm also not sure. Okay. So let's see whether it will create or not. No. Create is it is not working like this. Okay. So what I have to do? I have to use this create statement, especially above. Here, above it I have to use like this. Why? Because create statement I have to use above. In case if I am inserting the data into a table, at that time I have to use below. These things also we will see. Now I'm just running this query. Okay. Hmm. Table is created with a temporary table. Okay. This is my temporary table. Now I will be using this to see the data. Select from this table. Until unless the session is there, right? Till that time I will get the data. Okay. So now you see this is my temporary table. So now what I will do using this same, I will create a permanent table as well. Create a replace table and I will give here just a PM. Okay. And I will run the query. Why this is come? I don't remember this. Okay, table. Same data. Select star from this table. This is my temporary table. This is my permanent table. Okay. Same data I have. So tomorrow I will show you this table. It will not be there in our database. Even I can log off, log in, but I don't want to do that. Okay. So let's see this two table scenario tomorrow. And now I have the data here, and I want to insert the data now. I just created the table. Okay, using the query. Okay, I just created the table here, and the data got loaded. Now, if I want to do insert into, if I keep it here, will it work? Insert into table name. Can I use like this? Means no, it will fail now. You see, I'm inserting again same data. Oh, this data also inserted using this. Okay, let me keep it here after the sum. Okay, here it is not working like this. Okay, in Databricks we have a different scenario thing. Okay, fine. So in Snowflake we have to give here only, because in Databricks we have given an insert statement here. So that is the difference. Okay, so like this you can insert the data. Now I'll show you here with a part line number or anything. I'll show you duplicate data. Okay, we see duplicate data here. Okay, how do I show you? Because we inserted the duplicate data, right? Line number or total quantity. To check the duplicate data from permanent table, group by line number, group by line number, having on greater than 1. If you get greater than 1, then you have a data duplicated in the table. Okay. See, these many count, 2 you have these many records, and 1 you have these many records. It means actually it is not a primary key generally. Okay. But here, so to check the duplicate data like this, okay, we will use line item table. Okay. Under line item table, first to describe the table here. What columns we have? Order key. Okay. This order key we can use as a primary. So to check this, select column name point star from table of this group by having count greater than 1. If I get the data, it means under this key column also we have a duplicate. Okay. If you don't get the data, then we will have a unique data. So under order so we have a duplicate data. 3 records, 7 records we have. Okay. So now how do I get only unique records? Okay. So to get this, whether do I have any key column, that I need to find out. Okay, part key, supply key. I don't know whether these are all combinations or not. What I will do, I will use these four key columns to find whether do I have any duplicate records here. Um, um, Now I will use these key columns in Google to see whether do we have any duplicates. These combinations. Okay. These combinations we don't have any duplicate. For example, if I am using order key, yes, I have a duplicate. If I am using part key, yes, I will get the duplicate. If I use a supply key, I am getting the duplicate. Okay. And if I am using line number, that also I am using, I am getting duplicate. But if I am using four key columns, it means I don't have any duplicate. Do we really use these columns like this? Means yes, in real time. Sometimes in a table, if you don't have a key column, only key column, then you have to use composite key column. So these you are using to identify the unique number by using these four key columns is nothing but composite key column. Primary key column means only one column. It should be unique. Primary key column is one column, it should be unique. Composite key column means you will have a more than one column. Okay. In our project, yes, we do have a primary key and a composite key as well. It is not like that in a table you should have only one column. That to primary. No. There might be a chances you will have a composite key column as well. So when you are trying to only using the key column, you are getting the duplicate, you don't need to worry. First of all, you have to check, you have to ask if you don't know whether this table is a composite key column or primary key column. So if it is composite key column, then what are the columns I have to use to identify the duplicate records? You need to ask. If you are not asking, how will you know? Right? So otherwise you have to select the data, entire data and see whether do I have any unique record combination, those columns. So like that we need to check. Okay. So this is the using the identification of window function. Already yesterday we have seen row number. Using the row number we can identify. Yes. I'll show you now. For example, here, okay, in this table, I will use the order table. Order table. I don't know whether do we have a unique record or duplicate record. For example, okay, now this is my table. So order key, I hope it will be unique. Okay. I'm not able. See. One is nothing but a column name here. Either you can use star. Okay. If you get the data under order key also, you will have a duplicate. If you don't get the data, it means it is a unique record. Here you have a unique record. Now what I will do, for example, I am creating this table using this, okay, create table, okay, stage underscore orders, okay, as select star from this table, okay. I'm creating a stage table. Because I don't have a table, I don't have a structure, I need to create a structure and load the data, but I don't have a time. So I'm directly using create table name as select star, comma, okay, current timestamp as insert GMT timestamp. I am adding one more additional column. Okay, star means all the columns from orders table, and I am using this additional column. This column do we have already? No, I don't have, but I'm additionally adding one column. You see, select star from table, and here if you see here, see at the end you don't have any column called insert empty. So current timestamp is nothing but it is a function to print the current timestamp. Now you just check what is failed over here. Create, sorry, here spelling mistake. I'm creating a table, stage order, create table, table name. Already exists. Okay. Okay. I will use derived table. Table created. Now under this, insert empty got inserted or not. You see, 24 means this is UTC time. So it is still day minus 2, day minus 1. Okay. August 24. Today 26, right? Oh, sorry, 25. And 24, 20. It means UTC time. It is still 24 and 8 p.m. Okay. Because for US, for us, we have a 12 and a half hours difference, 11 and a half or something. Okay. So that is the reason. Now I will insert same data again. Okay. In the derived table. To do that, if I use create a table, already this table is existed, right? How can I insert the data? Simple. Already this table is there. So what I need to do? I have to use the insert statement to insert the data. Now insert into table name as I need to remove. So now I am just inserting duplicate data. I mean, to show you the time difference here. Hmm? So here you see you have a 2026, 8, 24, 29, 19, 680, 0700, right? Now let's wait for 1 minute so that I will show you here difference in the minute. Okay, 10. So just let's pass it to 42. Then I will execute this query so that I want to show you the time difference at least, the data inserted later. This time is very important. We will execute after 1 minute. Okay, then after that, right, I will give you the requirements using these tables. And you have to create a small project. Okay, and we will give the requirement to you guys as well. Now 42, right? I will insert the data. Hmm? Same data again in the same table. I am inserting. First I have inserted, again I am inserting. Now what I will do, I will just do the select star. Okay, I'll take this key column, order key, where O underscore order key equal to this one. Two records, right? How do you know it is duplicate? Inserted the timing. You see here, 8, 9, it was first inserted. Now 8 to 12. It means which one is the latest record here? 8 to 12 is the latest record. 8 to 9 is the old record. Now I want to display the unique record. How do I display the unique record? Then you have to use row number. See, select. I'm just giving the star row number over partition by order key. This is my primary key column, right? Partition by order column. Order by. How do I identify? By using the insert geometry timestamp. So insert geometry timestamp descending. I'm selecting descending means my data will be descended based on the insert GMT, and then as okay RNK. I'm just giving a some name. Now using this from table, I'll just show you for one record, then I will run for all. Okay, only I'll take this one. Now I'm running this. You see, for latest record, you will get one. What happened? Insert empty timestamp. Okay, I'm using different table. In this table, I have the data. Now you see, rank it will give you the, for latest record, it will give 1. For older record, it will give you 2. You see, for 8, 12, 1. For 8, 9, it is 2. Now, on top of that, for example, on top of that, select star from part. Okay, then where R and K equal to 1 means I'll get the latest record and unique record. Correct? I'll get the unique record. You see, only one record. If I want to display duplicate records, use the duplicate records. What happened? Okay, I have not selected it. You see, this is my duplicate. For example, now what I will do, I will insert one more time. I will insert one more time here. Now, if I run this query, I should get 2 duplicate records. Why? Because I have executed 3 times now. Correct? One is my unique record, another one is my duplicate record. You see? Now, earlier 812 is the latest record. Now it became duplicate here. You see? 812 also, it will be duplicate record. Why? I am using the descending. So, now if you see here, earlier this record, this particular record was unique. Now it is duplicate. Why? Because the latest date, I have the data here. I received the data from the table. Now using 816 is the my latest record. So like that, what we will do, we will use this. No, but I don't want this rank column. Yes. Who told you to take the column this one? Select. In this case, what you need to do? You need to select the column names. Column 1, column 2, column 3, column 4. Like that. How many columns you require? Use those columns in the select statement. Simple. You will get only those columns. So we have a feature to select the columns in the select statement. So you apply the logic. You apply the logic and get the required columns from the outer query. Correct? That's it. Now what I have done here, I have used star, so I got this column also. But I don't want that column. Don't use. Who told you to use? Select all these columns only. See, only order key, this many columns you use. How Anna, I don't know how to use. Okay, no problem. Describe the table. Hmm? Okay, and take these columns, only these columns. Even I don't want insert empty, for example. Take these columns and put it, keep it in Excel. No, sorry, select and give a semicolon. No, sorry, comma. Okay, now you will get only one record. Only one record you will get for all the data. Now I am using only here a particular filter condition. If I remove filter condition, it will apply for all the data. See, only required columns you have here. Now I want to insert empty. Yes, use insert empty here only. And you don't want this column. Yeah, no problem. So like this, we can apply the rank logic to get the duplicate. In real time, nowadays, we are using only these, window functions. Okay. So always row number is very, very useful to identify the duplicate records or unique records. It will help a lot actually. This is the latest record. Okay, so this is the today's class, and tomorrow we will discuss time
Nah,
travel.
I have a doubt here.
You have only 1 minute. Yes, please go ahead.
Okay, if we have 100 columns, no
Mm,
need to for me, no need to two columns, no need. That time I need to
mm.
write column one, column two, column two, column three,
Yes,
like
correct. Yes, yes. Even if you have a 400 columns in a table and you need only 120, you have to write 120 columns. Yesterday I have showed, my query to a team, here. So they have shocked actually by after seeing the query. Because I had some 600, 700 lines only select statement. You have to